JoAnne, now before we get started talking about community gardens, can you let people know what exactly you do for TSU Extension Service here in Shelby County?
I am the Small Farms Urban Gardens agent, so I help people with their community garden, starting a community garden, vegetable production, all of that good stuff, selling their produce at farmers markets, things of that nature.
Okay. Now where are we today?
We are in Orange Mound
Uh-huh.
at Mr. Mike Menace and Miss Karen Menace Community Garden, which is associated with Land Development Training Center.
Okay.
So what they do, they help transition some of the people in the community back to the workforce.
Okay. And that's a good deal. I'm sure they appreciate that a whole lot. Now, so let's talk about community gardens. I mean, why are community gardens so popular anyway?
Well, I think the main reason why they're so popular because nowadays we have a lot of communities that's considered food deserts. And this is a way to bring fresh produce back to their communities. And it teaches kids and some adults proper eating, correct eating, healthy eating.
Okay.
And it gives a sense of ownership to their community.
Okay. Now, if people wanted to find out more information about community gardens, you're the person they see, right?
They can contact me any day, Monday through Friday.
Okay.
8 to 4:30 at the Agri Center at 77 Walnut Grove Road, or 901-752-1207.
Okay. And what are some of the things that you can do for them to help them out?
Right now, I have seeds I can help them out. I can provide educational programs. If need to, I can show them how to get started, how to plant, how to harvest, show them how to check their soil, which is the most important thing they need to learn how to do or to do before they plant anything. So I can do things of that nature.
Okay. So somebody's probably watching this and they're probably thinking, I want to start a community garden. So how do they go about doing that?
First, they need to find the area or the lot or land that they want to plant in, plant on, and get permission. If it's not their land, make sure that they get permission. And if it's not their land, once they get permission from the owner, get the history of the land so you can know what was there first, so you can do the proper soil testing, because not only you looking for nutrition, you need to see what other, maybe if it's chemicals in the ground, because if you grow in those chemicals, you eat it, you put it in your body, so you need to test your soil and see if it's okay, but make sure you get the history of the land first.
Okay, yeah, that's most important, because a lot of the homes in some of your older neighborhoods, you know, lead-based paint.
Right.
So there may be some lead in that area, something like that. And our labs don't test for lead, so I think there's a lab here in town that you can actually do that will test for lead, but that's real important. There's no doubt about that.
Yes, and it is a lab here. It's called ALS.
ANL, that's what it is.
They would test for chemicals in the soil, so if you need them, contact them. But we also test it, but not for chemicals.
Right. We're testing for soil fertility,
right.
And that's the best thing. Okay, so once they've done the history, the background check, then what's the next step?
Actually, the next step is to get you a committee together. Put out flyer sign in your neighborhoods, your community centers, your church, or just have a neighborhood watch or neighborhood meeting in the front lawn. Let people know that what you're trying to do and get people to sign up. And of course, you may have this huge sign-in sheet or volunteers, but once it get hot, you know,
which it will,
they may slide off. So make sure it's small enough where you can take care of it by yourself.
Okay. So you would recommend starting a community garden off on a smaller scale and then expand?
Yes.
Okay.
And like I said, the reason for that, because, you know, once it get hotter, you have to see to a garden every day. It's something to be done. And when it's pretty hot in Memphis.
Right, yes,
and people may not feel like working out there in the heat, and it's all up to you, because it's something that you started, treat it as if it's your baby, because it is your baby. Take care of it, so next year the people, the community can see that you're committed to it, and they will come in the next growing season to help you out.
Yeah, because the community garden is all about the community, right? It's all in the name.
It's all about the community. So if they stop volunteering, you keep going.
Right.
Somebody will catch on. Join you.
Yeah, and you're right. There's going to be a lot to do. There's going to be weeding. There's going to be working the soil. There's going to be harvesting. We have a long harvest season here in Shelby County, so it's going to be a lot of work, and you need a dedicated volunteer base. That's for sure.
Yes, dedication. So, like I said, if they stop, you recruit some more. Just keep recruiting. It's the community. It's the neighborhood. Bring those people in. Little kids passing by, riding their bikes. Bring them in. Make them feel welcome. And of course, let their parents know that you're working with them, and get permission from the parents. but let the community know, you know, this garden is here for the community, not just me.
Okay. Now tell us, what are the benefits of having a community garden?
The benefits are it teach kids how to eat healthy, well, the neighborhood, the community how to eat healthy. In some areas, it cut back on crime because they see, hey, this neighborhood is taking pride in their community. They're not going to allow this here. It's a variety of things. And one research showed that communities with community gardens, they have better eating diets.
Wow, that's good.
So it's a lot of health benefits.
Yeah, that's good.
Teach people how to work, give you a work skill, because the garden is working, so it teach you how to work. You have to get up every morning to work your garden, so it's a lot.
And I do understand that we are in a food desert.
Right.
So having a community garden here will definitely help the communities, no doubt. I mean, you have fresh produce that's being grown here. It looks good too, by the way. He's done an excellent job here. So yeah, having a community garden to me is just a win-win, just for everybody.
And it is, because it's not just for your community. Other people passing by, that can give them the idea, hey, let me go back to my community and start a community garden. Because community gardens can be started in any community if you wanted to.
Okay.
If it's allowed, especially if you have a neighborhood association.
Right.
You know, so if it's allowed, start one.
Okay. And again, I think it's a good way to get people out.
Yes.
To meet each other, to congregate, maybe even harvest some of the stuff in their community garden and cook it. You have a cookout in your community garden. I think those would be some good things to do.
That will be a great thing, because in the community, you have more than one culture. So different cultures, you grow what your culture is accustomed to, and I grow, and we just come together and have, like you say, a cookout.
Yeah, cookout.
Teach us a new eating habits. You know, try something new.
Right.
So they're good for the communities, for everyone basically. So everybody serves the purpose in the community garden, and it helps out all the citizens.
Sure, sure. And I think this would be a wonderful place, again, you mentioned it earlier, to have kids come out and see what's going on, because most kids today don't even know where their food comes from.
Right.
So what a great educational tool for the kids to see what's being grown and say, hey, okay, you know that carrot you ate? It came out of the ground right here.
Yes, and then you can pull the carrot out of the ground, wash it off, let them eat it fresh out of the ground.
I think that'd be good.
And it tastes so much better, and they will start liking it and start eating more fresh fruits and vegetables as they grow older.
And I think too, we can get more kids interested in agriculture.
Yes.
Because one of these days, we're not going to be working for Extension forever, right? So we need some folks to come up behind us and to educate the public about, gardening.
Yes. Sure. And that's all our children need, a little exposure to agriculture. It's not hard work. I mean, just to put them out there in the yard, say, hey, let's plant something. Even if you have to start your community garden in little pots, just
I didn't think about that.
Start in pots and go and grow as you go.
Okay. So you can start a community garden for pots. How about that?
If you have limited space, why not?
Do it. All right, thank you, JoAnne, for that information. We definitely appreciate it.
Thank you for having me, Chris.
No problem.